The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation. Foundation.
The Foundation with Hearts Grant is brought to you by Alive, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, Grand Bahama News, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Popeyes, and Ross Electric Motors.
The Foundation. The Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company, The Foundation. On this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, I had to kind of get it right? I'm looking at the paper because sometimes it can feel like Monday, right after a holiday right here. We're here live and in full effect on this absolutely gorgeous day. I'm hoping that you guys are well, that you were well rested over the weekend. I mean, listen, I was up and down over the past, 4 or 5 days, traveling, doing the entire thing. So I'm happy to be here, safe and sound at home. And I'm hoping that you are also, wherever you are. I want to be able to send our condolences as we get started to Mitzi and to the family thereof, to all those persons who passed away. I mean, this is a time that we're living in. And so I continue to be able to pray for all those persons, for the bereaved families. And I just pray that the Father continues to be able to keep you and strengthen you in this particular time. It's heavy what we're going through in this country, ladies and gentlemen. It's heavy what families are enduring during this particular time, and we continue to be able to talk about it with clarity. We don't skirt around the issues. There's something happening, and it's important that we participate in life whilst we're here. I think that's important. So I want to kind of put that on the table there. Guys, make sure you pick up the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper today, October 10th. My father just celebrated a birthday on October 6th. Right? He celebrated his birthday on October 6th. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to my father. I just pray that the Father continues to be able to bless him and really lifts him up during his old age. Come talk to me. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear about this, all right? This is officially the space where we call you the old man. Talk to me. Let's do that, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing to do that. Make sure you pick up your Guardian newspaper. I would accept the PLP nomination. This is peculiar. I won't talk about this, but pick up the Guardian newspaper. 1 killed, 9 injured in Abaco and boating accident. Kenya court blocks sending security forces to Haiti. Man found stabbed to death. Make sure you pick up your Guardian newspaper. Let me give a shout out, a good and decent shout out to my people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They're number 407 Blue Hill Road South, just east of Golden Gate Shopping Center. And you go down there, check my good guy, Ethric Bow. In the middle of the month, end of the year, wherever you are, we're dealing with all manner of things. Get yourself insured, your cars, your vehicles, you're riding dirty. Stop it. Talk to me. I'm getting an amen. You riding dirty, your heart palpitating heavy on the road. Operation Secure City is in full mode, and you out here can't breathe, going through people corner you never been through before. Get your car insured. Get your car insured and be decent. Go down to AFS Insurance. My guy Ethric Bow and his beautiful team down there will be more than happy to assist you in getting those things done. And also, you continue to be able to look at your fridge, close it and open it and close it and open it and hoping. Right? Remember we used to do it when we was young? Every 30 minutes you back in the fridge expecting something new to pop up. Well, you got to put something in there and make sure you go down to my good guys there at Milo B. Butler & Son. on Blue Hill Road North, just east rather, of Wesley Methodist Church, right there on the cross. I can't remember that road name, but right there at the intersection where the light is. Go down there and check out Alan Butler. He's more than happy to be able to assist you in those spaces and getting those things done. Guys, if you want to be a part of what we're doing, please give me a call, 827-0111, 827-0111. We're getting ready to go to China. Next week, God spare our lives, we will be in the air. Love is in the air. We are out of here. I don't know if love is in the air, but definitely we're going to be out of here going down to China. I'm excited about it. I think my mind is kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm having dreams about China. I'm too excited. This is exciting. So we're getting ready to do that. If you want to be able to support, and all those persons who indicated that they want to, Howard, I will put something in your pocket before you go to China. And I know it ain't easy. We're going to be doing the show live from China. So if you want to be able to be a part of that, please give me a call, 827-0111. I'm not fighting you. If you want to support, if you want to help, if you want there to be reciprocity in this relationship, and you want me to put some ads together for you while I'm in China, please give me a call, 827-0111. A lot of persons have already called me and says, Howard, I won't be able to put something towards this China trip. I know this ain't easy, but I want to support you. So I thank you guys. I thank you so very kindly for that, 827-0111. I'll be able to send all the information out for you. Now, let's be very clear about this. And in the spirit of decency and order, let's do this. Right? I would sip my coffee like Kermit the Frog, but I want to be as decent as possible. I am on 95, doing my thing, right? I'm on 95. And, I try, this is my time. Only me in the States now. Only me. My wife calling me every 2.5 seconds. Where you is right now? Let me see. And she won't go lie. Listen, baby, calm down, okay? Just leave me alone. Driving on 95, me and God talking. And I say, I have to make a telephone call. I made a couple telephone calls in Fort Lauderdale to be able to set this thing up, to find out whether or not there is any validity into these allegations that I'm hearing and speculations that I'm hearing about the possibility of Shane Gibson, talk to me, having a desire to be able to be a candidate and hopefully ratified in West Grand Bahama. The thing blew my mind. Because I know the dynamics associated with community politics. We talked about this. I know the dynamics that exist in the space of Grand Bahama and the projection thereof that says, hey, listen, we don't want no driftwood, no seagrass in this space. Not that you ain't Bahamian, but you're just unfamiliar. I know the dynamic. I grew up with this. And now to hear these conversations blew my mind. Especially on the backdrop of knowing what Shane Gibson would have said in May of 2022, sitting with our good, decent friend and my brother, Juan McCartney. Let me let you hear just a little taste.
I built over 1,500 houses.
Yeah, I remember.
Right? So what I'm saying is people stop me every day up until now. Like even persons who I would have helped get a job. A lady told me that I went to the doctor's office. She said, you don't remember me? I said, no. She said, you swore me in as a citizen in the Bahamas. I'll be forever grateful to you.
Nice.
So what I'm saying is, I did my job. I put my time to the best possible use. Right? So I have no regrets. I'm quite happy now what I'm doing. I don't even think about politics. If you notice, I don't get involved in anything political.
Right, yeah.
Right? My thing is playing golf. Well, I can't play as much now because, as you get older, the injuries seep in,
I could never play golf. It's too hard for me.
So I play golf. I go on the boat. I am with my grandson.
Right.
I am with my granddaughter when she visits us in the Bahamas. I'm home relaxing. And so, for me, private life is, when you look at, I was chairman of the Bahamas Gulf Federation Junior Division, the first one. Then I was in the union. Then I was in politics. So I spent many decades in public life. I'm enjoying my private life right now. I don't even think about politics now because I had my time.
I just try to be decent. Was that decent? Was it decent enough for you? Was it too much? Was it sharp? Did you feel like the little cringe when you rub your hand over the blackboard? I just need to understand this because he is not the first person to do this across the body politics globally. There is an allure. There is an attraction that mesmerizes you as you continue to be able to stare into the light. Like Poltergeist, you remember? Come into the light, Caroline. You remember that? There is a hypnotic state when you start to imagine the possibilities that exist and that you can do when you step into the space of leadership and power in our community. This is bananas, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely bananas. Now, the papers today, on the backdrop of what we would have heard from May 2022. Oh, what a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Let's read this here. And so it starts to talk about I would accept the PLP nominations, letters of support for Gibson to run in upcoming by-election. This is a story right here in the paper. Make sure you pick up your Guardian newspaper. You can be able to see exactly what Shane Gibson is splattered on the front page with a beautiful smile, as though he has just got ratified for West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini. These people are strategic, and it looks great. Let's read the thing. It says tensions appear to be brewing in the Progressive Liberal Party about over the candidate selection process for the West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini by-election. This comes after the death of the area's long-serving Representative Obi Roshcom, who died unexpectedly while in office last month. Letters of support have been written by some party branch executives in support of the former cabinet minister Shane Gibson, who previously represented Golden Gates, being nominated to represent the PLP in the constituency. However, PLP chairman Fred Mitchell has characterized this movement as rogue conduct, saying while an official selection process has not begun, the candidate will be chosen from the pool of aspirants who were considered ahead of 2021 general election. Let's put a pin right there. Put a pin right there. Bop, 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 bop. Pin, pin, pin. Hold on. Easy. Let's go back. Now let's just talk. Let's be very clear about this. He said, this is rogue conduct, saying while an official selection process has not begun, the candidate will be chosen from the pool of aspirants who were considered ahead of the 2021. Now, if you remember when the PLP came in office, before they actually got into office, with the modification and strengthening of their constitution, with being able to, trim the proverbial fat of the organization to be able to show this lean machine with a desire to be able to get to a new space for a new day agenda. They did a great deal. And in that, they created a space where, as an aspirant candidate, you had to go through a process, whether it was a course, I can't remember exactly how they structured it in their verbiage, but it was a process that you had to go through to get certified. Someone talk to me. Your certification, it was almost 400 and some people. I may be exaggerating, but I sure it was a hell of a lot of people who were smiling. And my good friend Theophanis Kuchamagulis, he actually had his paper there also. I remember this. I do remember this. And I was like, this is a lot that the PLP is doing. So the pool of aspirants is on the deep end right now. Talk to me. And I do believe that there were some people who rejected the process of becoming an aspirant on even being able to ascend to that path. Do y'all remember? One of those persons was Leslie Miller. Do you remember this? Well, Leslie said, well, I don't know, damn, y'all have me doing what? You remember this? But that did not negate the fact that he was even considered. You remember they had to talk to him and say, Leslie, let Darvel deal with this one. You remember this? DeWitt, you can call me and tell me, yes, Howard, I remember this. Okay, let's be very clear about this. The aspirant pool has a jacuzzi section that's identified solely for those persons who've ascended to senior positions in the PLP. Let's just be very clear about this. Because Shane Gibson was also an aspirant in the last general election. Let's be very clear. Not necessarily a candidate, that's two different words. Fred Mitchell is a lawyer, and he knows how to be able to say strategically what he needs to say. But the aspirant candidate, I think Shane Gibson still had aspirations and put his name forward, not necessarily through the formality that the party structure set up, but he put his name forward in that space. So that should be very clear. That's one. Two, I made maybe about 14 calls. 14 calls over the course of 2 days for more than one reason to West Grand Bahama. People who I haven't spoken to in years. Which is happening. Hey, well, boy, what you calling me for? Bam, bam, bam. People who haven't spoken to in years. They are saying to me, Howard, cousin, I know you're listening to me, cousin. Just hold on. Let me get the foundation out first, and then I can talk to you. I am on air now. If you want call this number, 242-300-5720. 242-300-5720. Call that number. Call the number 242-300-5720. I am on air now. Now, I just want to be very clear about this because I got to get a layout first. There are many a man who's ascended to senior positions who wouldn't dare put themselves in the position of aspirant candidates after the commitment that they've made to the PLP party. But that doesn't negate the fact that the party does not identify them as aspirants. I got 3 letters over the weekend, and Berthany McDermott actually did a story on our news about, let me see if I can open this up, on our news about these letters that actually came across. I got a hell of a lot of text now. Y'all need to stop. Right? Let's see if we can read this letter. One of the letters that actually came through. Now, this is what we got. Berthany McDermott did the story, our news, but these are the actual letters that came out. First letter, addressed to the Prime Minister. Somebody texted me, said they can't recall something. We're going to talk about this. Just don't fight me. Let's get the thing out, right? First letter that actually came out here. Let's see if we can be able to get this. Okay, here we go. Honorable Philip Brave Davis, leader, Progressive Liberal Party, Farrington Road, nomination of D. Shane Gibson for West Grand Bahama and Bimini by-election. I'm writing to you on behalf of the branch of the Progressive Liberal Party, PLP, to express our strong desire to nominate former Member of Parliament D. Shane Gibson as the PLP candidate in the upcoming by-election for West Grand Bahama and Bimini in Parliament. In the wake of the sudden and devastating passing of West Grand Bahama and Bimini MP Obi Wilchcombe, our constituency finds itself in need of capable, this is strong language, in need of a capable and experienced representative. We believe that Mr. Gibson is the ideal candidate to fill this important role, unlike the novice politician with no prior governance experiences. This is crazy. This is crazy, right? Mr. Gibson has a proven track record, of dedication and effective service to his constituents and his country. During his impressive tenure as Minister of National Insurance, Mr. Gibson signed the contract for the construction of the government administrative complex here in Bimini. During his time as a Minister of Housing, he played a key role in the construction of new homes on the island after several homes were destroyed by fire. His background as a cabinet minister and a trade unionist could also be beneficial in advocating for communities' best interests during major projects on the island. His experience would also ensure that the residents concerned and considered and addressed Mr. Gibson has formed a deep and lasting bond with the people of Bimini. And as our representative, we are confident that he will achieve even more. This letter is signed by, it goes on for maybe about 3 or 4 more paragraphs, signed by Kitty Saunders, Chairman, Bimini Branch, Progressive Liberal Party. I couldn't get Kitty Saunders' number. I tried my behind off. I could not get Kitty Saunders' number. There's another letter here sent that embodies the same sentiment, right? But this is from the West Grand Bahama branch. And it starts off the exact same way. Honorable Philip Brave Davis, Progressive Liberal Party, dear Prime Minister, as we mourn the loss of our patriot and beloved Member of Parliament, Obi Wilchcombe, and the Progressive Liberal Party, we embark upon a crucial journey to select a candidate who will carry the torch. My God. It doesn't feel like, it feels a little oxymoronic, but let's just go ahead. Who will carry the torch of our party into the by-election? We are reminded that our choices today will shape our destiny of the constituency for years to come. With utmost respect and hope, we write to you with a fervent request that reflects the shared commitment on continuing the great work Obi started. After much deliberation, we would like to put forward the Honorable Shane Gibson, JP, as the party's candidate for the by-election for West Grand Bahama and Bimini. It goes on for maybe 4 more paragraphs. And this is signed Annika Ferguson, Anastasia Sanders, Derek Delancey. 3 persons. Big signal, Anastasia didn't sign. 2 big signatures here. Now I want to talk to y'all about some stuff today, because I see my text already going off. I got a special telephone call from my cousin, Robert Grant. Robert Grant is going to be able to join us and have a conversation with us about policies, procedures, and the course of action that should happen within the constituency that was superseded with a desire to be able to look outside the constituency. But let's talk about this. But in the space of decency and order, let me take this quick commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant in your company. We're going to have a good conversation today. Quick commercial break.
Foundation. The foundation.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. Buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Want to reach your Grand Bahama customers? Then call Barefoot Marketing at 827-4578 or message them for ad rates via their Facebook page. Advertising opportunities now include classified ads too. Keep up with all the latest Grand Bahama news in the Nassau Guardian newspaper every Tuesday.
We've been with you from the very start, leading the way and providing you with the best in primetime sporting experiences. From one goal to the next, you can count on us for full access to the best sports channels at home or on the go. Make Rev your only choice. Visit Rev.bs. Every match, every game, every moment. Rev, your home for sports.
America completely run out of it.
At Ron's Electric Motors, they repair and rewind all major brands of electric motors, including water pumps, generators and the generator's back end, welding machines, electric lifts, air compressors, battery chargers, and more. They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts and rewind up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located on the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Guardian Radio and the Foundation are on the move.
Bahamas, this one's for you.
SBT, Small Business Thursdays. Every Thursday, the Foundation with Howard Grant will highlight small businesses throughout the country, far and wide. Your products, services, prices, and personality. We want to hear it all. Get your 30 or 60-second advertisement heard on air at a fraction of the cost. We here at the Foundation understand the times and don't want you to be left behind. With Guardian Radio, you reach your specific demographic and it is unmatched.
We reach thousands daily.
Get your products off the shelf and your services in their hearts. Small Business Thursdays with the Foundation, only on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. For more information, call 302-2300 or the Help Me Howard line at 827-0111. SBT. Small Business Thursdays. Get your business moving today.
Foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM. Is Nelly available? It's getting hot in here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Foundation with Howard Grant here, live and in full effect, doing my best to kind of keep everything concealed because I am a ball of energy today. I might as well tell you the truth. I am excited to have this kind of a conversation. I feel like I'm introducing everyone to my constituency, to 8 Mile Rock, to West Grand Bahama, to Bimini, and talk to you about these particular things, about the ills that exist in this community, and knowing the culture, the people, the mindset, I'm able to navigate this space to get to an objective. I'm excited about it. I just got a telephone call. My cousin called me and says, no, cuz, I can't go right now. I'm not going to fight you. I understand. It is our responsibility to pay homage and continue to be able to genuflect to the life that was Obadiah Wolscombe in his particular capacity. I know that is where they are, and I know that this is where the party is. I only indicated that he would speak because he said to me that he would. So, in decency, we take our time and genuflect and allow that particular thing to happen. But we're going to have this conversation today. With clarity, there are names attached to these letters, signed in bold ink, strong behind the support of Shane Gibson. Strong. And supersede the almost 7 names that I heard coming out of West Grand Bahama. One of the names being my cousin, Kimsley Smith. I tell you, his family left, right, and center in Grand Bahama. My grandfather was a Smith. Kimsley Smith. Kimsley Smith, out of Grand Bahama, who was an aspirant in that space in West Grand Bahama, didn't get the opportunity. So obviously, he'd be placed back there. Ginger Moxie, who was also an aspirant in that particular space, but became a candidate. And another constituency, obviously, she's not there anymore. But there is some speculation and idea associated with Kimsley Smith's past. His past and political affiliation has placed him in this kind of a murky space. And persons saying, well, we know if we get Kimsley, then we can get K. Forbes Smith. I'm just telling you the information that's coming to me. Don't fight me. Howard, you're putting too much on the man, listen to me. Stop playing games. We're having a very clear conversation. And in the clarity of that conversation, we need to find out whether or not the Progressive Liberal Party sees the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini as stupid. That's just very clear. That's just what I want to see. Whether or not there is any allegiance to the community that exists in that space and the talent that exists there, or there's a supersession for a desire to be able to get an agenda full blast, full blown, thrown out there. Talk to me. Let's just be very clear about this. What's happening here? Whilst we're hearing the formality of the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party saying that this is rogue, this shouldn't happen yet, we're going to wait until everything's done, there's obviously something happening behind the scenes. Every single person I call, my God, I can't even get an amen. Every person I call over the past 24 to 48 hours was in a meeting. Y'all didn't even get me no amen. So the formality that comes to the forefront, out of sight, out of mind, about what's happening in the West Grand Bahama constituency is just that. It's just the superficial words that continue to be able to play homage and pleasantries into a space of media, but there's something happening on the ground. And the only question I have is whether there is the acknowledgement for the talent that exists in this space. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I say to you again, it is crucial, it is important for leadership to identify at least someone who could be able to take over from this space. Leadership has a responsibility to be mentors. Mentorship is important. This is what the first dispensation of the PLP did well. They identify strength and mentorship. They did. They scout the country far and wide. And though many a young man and young woman were not necessarily able, capable, and had the wherewithal to step into politics, the PLP at the time pulled them close, gave them opportunities, exposed them, and prepared them for the next generation. And that's exactly what they did. We don't see that anymore. We don't see it. So the talent that exists in West Grand Bahama is pushed to the side and looked at with jaundiced eyes, looked at skewed. And then you write letters and say, we need experienced politicians. Because novice politics, I can't believe you write that on the paper. I can't believe that you took the time out to type that on the paper about your own people. That blew my mind. I can't believe it. I can't, and y'all ain't want to talk. You sit down at the computer, press power. You justify the whole thing. You bold some things. You took time to write this letter. And in this letter, you decided to denigrate the entire constituency, the youth thereof, and put them in a category of novice. That is wrong. That is wrong. Because I know many a young man who I went to school with in West Grand Bahama who has passion and capability to be able to see the community. But if you never give them an opportunity, how can you say that? How? How? Because of your desire to be able to see one man or another in a particular space that you reject everyone and you're sitting in an elevated position. That is wrong. No one has neutrality in this space, obviously. I got to talk to you like this, man. And I got to talk to you so the entire country could hear that y'all have no care and concern for the young people that are in your constituency. And your good, decent chairman is saying, take consideration of something else. And you don't. I don't know what has you blinded. The speculation and allegations of opportunities and monies that may be coming down the pipeline. I don't know. But it is wrong for you to reject what is yours. Every single person who have been given an opportunity started at ground zero. The house you live in started off on a property with just trees and grass and bush. But it takes time to develop these particular things. You didn't look at the bush and say, well, ain't nothing can never go there, only bush there. You say, we can work this thing. And you did it with everything else in your life. Now when it really matters to see reformation, transformation, growth and development in our House of Assembly with fresh, new perspective and creativity, you reject that. For what? Why reject that? This is bananas to me that our own people, my God, give us Barabbas. My God, This is bananas to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give me a phone call. Be a part of the conversation, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family of islands, 242-300-5720, or you can hit me up on the text, 422-4796. I got a couple of texts coming through. Let me see if I can read a few of them. So Mr. Shane Gibson needs to remain in retirement. He already made millions of dollars off the public. Let him continue to enjoy his last years of life with his family and friends. My God, you didn't put last years on the man. Stop it. So there's a text coming through. I never was political, and I ain't no PLP, but Mr. Gibson was found not guilty by the courts. The man could run for the seat. We are a Christian nation, but not a forgiving people. Boy, I tell you. I'm 46 and still afraid of political guys. Could not bring up the movie. Okay. This is, I recall Shane Gibson doing, I can't recall Shane Gibson doing anything of significance whilst being a cabinet minister that impact the lives of West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Howard, tell the people how many settlements lie in West Grand Bahama so they could understand the thousands of people. Let's be very clear about how this is. West Grand Bahama starts in 8 Mile Rock. One constituency it starts in is Hannah Hill, half of Hannah Hill. Then it goes on from Hannah Hill to the Graveyard Corner, then Martintown, then Junestown, then Seagrape, then Holmes Rock, then Deadman Reef, then West End proper, then Bimini. That's so many subcultures of people, you have no idea. Now, I want to get it right. This is not me rejecting the idea of Shane Gibson. This is not me saying Shane Gibson shouldn't be given an opportunity. Hey, let him do what he has to do. But this is me saying that the constituency shouldn't supersede the process that exists in this space. I'm going to tell you a short story. Very short story. I just gave you a lot of my business, but I do so with the spirit of you trying to understand the process of what happens here. I was given a call by one of the chiefs, heads in the Free National Movement. This is, Howard, I think you should run for this constituency, right? So I said, which constituency is this? So he says, Central Grand Bahama. I say, you really think these people can give me this opportunity? He said, Howard, listen to me. Let's just go through this particular process and get everything done. So I say, okay, no problem. If you say it so, then I'll do it, right? He said, bring your wife over, and my wife will make breakfast for y'all. 4 hours conversation about how to take this path and do what. I was just grateful to be there with this. This man was, listen to me, he's the Zeus of the thing, right? Let's just be very decent. Don't ask me what the man name. That's not your business. So as I sat there in that process, something happened where he had to go receive medical help. And that took about 3 weeks. And in the midst of that 3 weeks, a decision was made. Knocked me out, boof. At the very last minute, it knocked me out, boof. I was out of Central Grand Bahama. I got a call from a certain someone that says, congratulations, you are the candidate for West Grand Bahama. For Central Grand Bahama. I say, hold on now. None of this is real until it's real. Now, ain't nobody else calling me, you calling me. He said, Howard, but I've heard this. I say, hold on, that don't count. Long story short, I was knocked out as a candidate for Central Grand Bahama. I was knocked out. Now, keep in mind, I was living in Nassau. So I had to go between Nassau and Freeport to see if I could make this work. After my good, decent friend and mentor comes back, he's now in this posture. He says, Howard, well, don't worry about that. There are certain people in the race, certain people horse in the race. Let things happen. Let's look at Bimini. Let's look at West End and Bimini. I say, you sure? He said, how would you get good connections in West End and Bimini? You should make it work. I say, okay, if you say so, we'll do it. I said, because I don't have to go further than this. He says, no, Howard, we're going to do it. West End and Bimini comes up. I'm in West End and Bimini now, right? The only other person that steps up through the process of the proper procedure that should happen. You write a letter, you send a letter into the constituency calls you in, they interview you, they vote. This is the proper process. There were two people named placed in West Grand Bahama, and I'm going to be very clear with you, placed in West Grand Bahama for this constituency. This was in 2017. That was Howard Grant, who I put my name in very early, right? And Jeff Butler. Watch me. Howard Grant did his interview, I want to tell you, on a Tuesday. I went to did the official interview, sat there, West Grand Bahama, went through the scrutiny, went through the questions, sat before a panel of 10 people, so forth and so on, and they interviewed me. The next interview that was supposed to happen was Jeff Butler. Jeff Butler, based upon the information I received, died. Do you remember? He passed away in an operation 1 day before he took his thing. So I got about 875 calls. Is this the member of parliament? People like to do that. Is this the member of parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini? I said, well, why would you say that? Let the process take its course. Jeff Butler passed away. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe the thing. Long story short, the entire process was superseded by two events. One that I care not to mention, and the second was a supersession of being able to identify someone outside of this process. My point to you. You have to understand the politics that exist in these particular spaces. And if there is a desire by leadership to put someone in, it supersedes everyone on the ground and places these people in their position. My question is whether or not this is going to happen in West Grand Bahama with Shane Gibson. Are the youth and other persons going to be given an opportunity? Is it going to happen? We're going to have to create a space that we can ensure that youth, young people, have an opportunity to be able to speak. Now, if you ain't like them, you got to reject them. But you have to give them a chance. You got to give them their day in court. That's what I told Sidney Colley, chairman of the Free National Movement. I said, listen to me, man. I'm on the radio every Jesus Day, and I never say nothing about the FNM. I said, but you can give me my day in court. You're going to give me an opportunity to be able to stand there, and I still get screwed. I mean, let me tell you, politics is a dangerous thing. Let me take a telephone call. Call you on the line with this live. Go ahead. Go ahead, call you on the line with this live. Yeah,
Hello?
Come close to the phone. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me, Howard?
I can hear you. What's happening? This is Anton?
Yeah, this is Anton. Howard.
What's up, Anton?
Good afternoon. Look, I'm listening. I just tuned in last 15 minutes or so. Listening to you analyze what's going on and the players who are expressing interest and family interest and all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to add 2 points to this conversation you had going on. First and foremost, the Progressive Labour Party's party constitution,
mm-hmm.
was adjusted in the spirit of allowing for a deeper penetration of democracy to exist within the party.
Mm-hmm.
That deeper penetration of democracy existing is represented in the constituents
mm-hmm.
coming together, making a determination on the player or players that they have interest in representing them. And so long as those parties don't have anything restricting them from accessing the platform of representing that constituency, the leadership recognize that individual.
This is theoretically.
And bless that individual. Pardon me, Howard?
This is theoretically. That's what you're saying.
That is what happened in the case specifically of former Minister Obi Wilson, God rest his soul.
So you're saying
if you recall,
this is what should okay, I agree with you.
That is what happened.
That's what happened in West Grand Bahama. I agree with you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Had it not been for that, he would not be the representative.
Hold on now.
Okay?
Now, if you want to talk.
And so, Howard.
Now, you know I know better than this. Anton, you can talk over me. You know I know better than this. You know I know the process and what happened in West Grand Bahama. You know I know that Obi had to do everything to get those people to support him, the old PLPs to stand up and stand strong for him. You know I know better than this. So I said theoretically.
Right. So let me make a second point then, Howard. The second point. You can hear me clearly?
Go ahead.
Okay. Obi Wilson, God rest his soul, for those who don't understand politics or have a limited view of politics, he was a senior member of the cabinet.
Absolutely.
He was a senior member of parliament.
Mm-hmm.
He was someone who sat in a peculiar position with his knowledge, his experience, and his know-how. Okay? He sat through the generations of politics in this country, Howard. Therefore, he waived a certain level of seniority, which accompanied a certain level of influence, Howard. If you put someone in there who does not match that, West Grand Bahama and Bimini will not get the attention that they would have gotten on the
I disagree with you. I disagree with you.
Minister.
I disagree with you.
You understand
I
politics.
disagree with you.
If you
Chester
understand
Cooper
politics.
is a novice politician who is just now being able to strengthen himself and look at the expansion that's happening in Exuma. You need to stop.
Hold on 1 second, Howard. Hold on. Stop right there. Chester Cooper.
How many years
will
has
be
Chester
new-
Cooper been in politics?
Hold on 1 second, Howard. Let me make the point. See, I don't want you to run away from the facts here. Chester Cooper may be new to frontline politics, but he's not new to politics. In addition to that, if you know anything about business in this country, Chester Cooper was one of the blue-eyed boys of the Linden Penland, my brother. Okay? Therefore, he's one of the most astute, one of the most successful, one of the most accomplished businessmen in this country.
Hold on. You're mixing apples and oranges.
No.
We're talking
Understand the point, Howard.
No.
Understand the point.
If we're
Seniority,
talking-
my brother, seniority. And he's the deputy prime minister of the Progressive Liberal Party and the government of the PLP.
Okay,
the
watch me.
deputy prime minister, seniority, Howard. If you put someone in there who does not carry influence and seniority,
But Anton, you can't say that. You're not from West Grand Bahama and Bimini.
my brother, I understand politics.
Yeah, but do you
I understand how politics is influenced. I understand how cabinet is influenced. I understand the setting up and the breaking down of cabinet as it exists right now, which you don't understand.
Anton,
far more than you.
Everything
far
you
more
say,
than you, Howard.
everything
and
you
I'm
say,
educating and edifying you.
Okay, but listen to me. Everything you say, and okay, you gone. Everything you say, Anton, is only theoretical in nature. I interviewed Chester Cooper on his 3rd year anniversary in politics, generally, the body politics. If we have a conversation hypothetically about Barry Malcolm, who just stepped into politics at the front line in an official capacity, we're not talking about his capacity to do business externally in the private sector. We're talking about officially stepping into politics. That's what we're talking about. We're not having a conversation about the private sector and the public sector. We're talking about politics. And based upon what you're saying to me, that the only person who can be able to carry West Grand Bahama with the level existed in that particular space that could even remotely match Obie Wilchcombe is Shane Gibson, I tend to disagree with you. I tend to absolutely disagree with you. I have to, and I do that respectfully with the course of what's happening here. This is about relationships, sir. This is just what it is. Now, if your argument with me is that based upon proximity and relationship, West Grand Bahama could get more done with Shane Gibson in comparison to a novice politician, I could accept that. But you can't just merely indicate that, okay, West Grand Bahama and the enormity and the life, the bigger than life stature that was Obie Wilchcombe, that still didn't equate and translate in the constituency. You need to stop it, man. Let's just be very clear about this. The enormity that existed, that is Obie Wilchcombe, and the aura that carried, stood for many, many, many moons, did not translate into the constituency. Are we going to reject that? Are we going to reject that? The people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini have piles of, see, I tell you ain't from the constituency. They still got piles of rubble that exist in that space. Thank God for George Jimmy Smith, who continues to be able to move those things in his capacity as chief counselor for local government in the area. From 2004, you don't know the constituency. And I keep saying politics, see, Obie was good at the politics of people. Let's just be very clear. I could never take that from him. He knew how to do what he had to do to get to people. If we're going to talk about that, you have to be very clear and transparent. We got to have more of these conversations when we get back from here. I see the lines are lit up. Guys, please be a part of the conversation when we get back. 96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect. We're going to talk this thing out today. Have clarity. Is this rejection of an era? Is this rejection of the concept of progression in the Progressive Liberal Party? The thing is absolutely bananas. Quick commercial break. Be right back after this.
Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
For many people, a breast cancer diagnosis can feel like a battle they're facing alone. But we're all in this together because breast cancer patients are our mothers, sisters, daughters, our friends. Women need to be assured that they have access to the screening they need and the support they deserve because every woman matters. Every story is powerful. Every voice makes a difference. Join Guardian Media Group as we pink up the month of October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Show your support. Place your ad. Give your story, your voice in the Nassau Guardian, Star 106 Hits, Guardian Radio, or Hot 91. For more information, contact your account executive or call 302-2300. Join Guardian Media as we motivate our community by supporting a powerful cause and raising awareness for Breast Cancer Awareness Month this October.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. 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 The foundation. The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back right here live and in full effect. The Foundation with Howard Grant, 96.9 FM radio. Right here, chopping the thing down, just having a conversation. Just kind of theorizing and putting out some perspectives and ideas that exist with what we see splattered across the front of the newspaper today. I would accept the PLP nomination. This is none other than D. Shane Gibson talking about these things. Listen, man. In the greatest degree of transparency, I say to you, I like Shane Gibson. I don't think y'all understand this. I don't think any of you understand. When I say any of you, I mean the average Joe out there in terms of just being able to be an observer, not necessarily a participant in politics, right? I needed campaign finance, and I asked every Jesus body in the world, FNM, PLP, QRST, it didn't matter. DNA, everyone. When I ran for the DNA, we came in flat broke, nothing. And I asked Shane Gibson. And he was more than willing and happy to oblige and give me a little play. He said, no problem, I can send you $5, right? So I said, oh, Jesus, $5,000? Oh, my God. This is what it be. We think big eye. I got a little $500. I say, I got to be transparent with you. I got to let you know that maybe you think I'm a novice to this. Maybe you think I'm brand new to this. Maybe you don't think I understand how this thing works. Maybe you reject the concept and idea that I never claim to be the authority in this space, but I'm not naive. And I won't spill propaganda or this concept of naivete on my show. I won't. So when we speak, we have to speak with clarity for the purposes of edification, growth, and development. There is a theoretical conversation that exists here about the Constitution and what is supposed to happen, whether that is the Constitution of the Bahamas or the Constitution in your political organization. And there is an actual practical application wrapped in the tradition that exists, the rhythm of what has happened over the course of time that has now become the norm in your organization. Stop it. Let's stop it. We're not talking theoretically here, hypothetically. We're talking actual application based upon what has been done in the past, supersession being greatly one of those things, and what our expectations can be into the future. Please be a part of the conversation. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family violence, 242-300, 5720, or hit me up 422-4796. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, Howard.
Hello, my dear. What's happening with you?
I'm fine, thank you. You know, I listened to Anton a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows so much about politics and who got the higher pocket and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Is he from a family island? Does he know anything about family island style of politics?
No, I don't know where Anton's from. I know where he is.
He don't sound like he
You don't understand family island people. I can't even fight him.
Don't.
I'm not going to fight him.
I'm from a family island, from Andres to be exact, and I can tell you, we don't vote for you because your pocket large, because your large pocket means nothing to me.
That ain't gonna do. That's your pocket.
Yes, thank you.
Praise God.
And then if you won't give it 9 times 10, we ain't the ones who get it.
Talk to me.
We vote for you because we know you.
Talk to me.
I voted for persons because I knew who they were.
And you know their
I
mom.
was not a part of the party.
You knew their mom. You go to school with them.
Familiarity.
You know their granddaddy. You know that's just what it is.
So in my mind, I know your granddad. He was a good man, and I know you. You was a good boy. You was LMA's son.
Boom.
LMA
so got good. She got good children. Y'all gonna do well.
Family Island is nothing like New Providence. Nothing.
I'm not gonna fight me for it.
We could care less with your large pocket because we know the man down the road, around the corner with the big shop. Anyway.
And trust me, and based upon how the community live, we don't trust the man down the road. We go by him and trust. We good. We good.
Mama say, give me this until she get her pension.
Go tell Mr. Martin, give you some meat. Give him 2 pounds of meat. Give you some kerosene. Give you this, give that. You straight.
Okay.
That's
so
we
don't. Islanders politics is different from New Providence. I understand what Anton was saying, but what Anton is speaking, when it comes to me as an islander, sound like that's it.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
He wants to fight city politics, and I keep saying that there are subcultures that exist in the country.
And Shane Gibson seemed to be very confused because wasn't he after Michael with a sitting PLPMP? Okay, so. What's the big rubbish about? I'm with Fred Mitchell on this one. No.
Well, we can see how this plays out because some information that I received. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate your telephone call. Thank you, baby. Let's be very clear about this. I've already listen to me. I talked to. I remember what Anton say. I already done talked to the officials in 8 Mile Rock, West Grand, Bahama, Bimini. I'm not worried about what you say. I ain't worried about your theoretical posture and your pontification in that particular posture about wound. I didn't talk to the people. Which way y'all going? Simple question. And they gave me an answer. I put every candidate I had on the table to senior men and women in the constituency, stalwart members. And I asked them, which way y'all going? And they was able to deduce why we ain't gonna bother with this one, why we ain't gonna bother with that one, and every one of those things was punctuated by the fact that, well, you know this, we from 8 Mile Rock, that's these people, boom, boom, boom. You know these people here from Holmes Rock. You know this one here from Bimini, that's these and this people I didn't talk to. Come on, man, y'all stop playing. If I may not do my work on anything else, I don't play with this politics thing. This is what I do. I love this. And so when I ask you these questions, the first conversation we had last week was about the idea of the subculture that exists in these constituencies and how you have to identify the talents that exist there. This week, it seems as though finance and greenbacks are superseding that. Next telephone call. Caller on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's that, Howard?
Everything good? What's happening?
Let me just share something with Antoine real quick. Just remind Antoine that the executives in the PLP did not want Obi Wilcombe to run in the last election.
See, Antoine has played games like ain't nobody here, like we don't live in one space.
The people in West End, they fought to get Obi that nomination.
Hold on now. Before you go further, the people in West End didn't just jump up and fought. Obi solicit these people during his time and say, listen, you got to stand with me. The people don't want me. And they came out in numbers and supported him.
Right. So it wasn't like the PLP welcomed Obi with open arms. They didn't want him.
Okay, talk to me. Be very clear.
And also, let me just remind Antoine also, exactly what is Obi's legacy in West End? No disrespect to Obi.
Hold on now.
What is his legacy in West End?
Hold on. We can talk about that on Monday. Praise God. Let's put the man in the ground. You know what you're talking about?
What I'm trying to say is, right, let's look at the developments of West End. Let's look at Old Bahama Bay. That was under the former F&M MP, David Wallace. Let's look at Ginn. Ginn was under Perry Christie, but what happened again? You see what I'm saying?
Cousin, I can be absolutely clear with you and honest with you. Even the beginning of those development had to do with the bartering of an MOU by Obi Wilcombe. Obi Wilcombe stuffed the majority of those projects in West Grand Bahama, including Bimini, in the pipeline. And whatever development we see came to the forefront was under Obi's tenure. Now, a lot of the people haven't necessarily been able to celebrate as individuals, but the prospects that came there was as a result of relationships bartered by Obi Wilcombe. I can't take that from him. I cannot take it from him.
And I think you said something very powerful, and I don't even think you realized what you said. You dropped the name in that conversation, and I don't think you realized what you said. Why isn't Jimmy Smith named in the race for nomination?
Now, do you...
More in West End, and who has done more in West End than any other candidate, or any one of those people besides him?
You know, see, I don't know this, but I know Jimmy personally, personally. I lived in his apartments for a while. When I first got married, I lived in his apartments for a while. I know Jimmy Smith personally. I played in the basketball league as a child when he was giving out Pumas to everyone. Jimmy came from me on his 4x4 in Hannah Hill and brought me to Seagrape when I could. He called my daddy and tell him, man, send Junior. And we went there. I know these people personally. And so when I tell you I know the politics of these, I know Jimmy is not interested in this. He don't even want to talk to me today. I said, Jimmy, you want to come on the phone and read it? Well, Howard, you know I ain't into that. So I say that to say he is content with the development of the constituency. I can tell you what he's doing right now. He's cleaning the side of the roads.
Anyone from Grandmama know what Jimmy doing.
He cleaning the side of the roads.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at a good candidate, I think that's one of your best perspectives right there. But at the same time, let's look at Ricardo Grant. Can you find a more qualified candidate than him?
We got to talk about this. I want to be able to, and you know this is my cousin, right? You know these people as my family.
I know, but I know you.
Okay,
I know your mom. What the people say, I know your mom.
Good. Okay, so
I don't think you can find a more candidate than Ricardo.
I have the further conversation about that, and I want to interview him, so I ain't gonna preempt those particular things. I can drop those things on here. I appreciate your telephone call. The lines are lit right up, my brother. Thank you so much for your call. Let me see if I can take a next telephone call. Caller on the line with us live. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller on the line. No? Let me see if I can read this. It says, Howard, we had a chance to make sure that we don't just say young people. We need to change in these positions. We have to say young, qualified, and resident-supported people and need to change in these positions, right? Just because they are young doesn't not automatically mean that they are ready. I agree with you. I agree with you. Just because they're young, they're not necessarily ready. But I won't tell you who I was having a conversation with. I won't tell you. 3 weeks ago, I had to graciously decline an offer that has been relentlessly pursuing me for months, right? Maybe 3.5 weeks ago. And this particular person would not take no from my mouth. They wouldn't take no. They keep fortifying the offer and trying to be able to say, Howard, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I keep having to say, no, I'm good. I don't want to be able to do anything. I'm good. I'm fine. I can't move anymore. I have to commit myself to this particular thing that I'm doing. And this person says to me, Howard, we're going to do this, this, and this. And I say to him, you know what? I'm going to be very clear with you. I think you should fortify this conversation with mentorship. And I said to him, I've spoken to boom, boom, boom. And in every one of those conversations, that person or these people would identify someone who supported them in getting to the position that they're in right now. And so they always pay homage to their mentors. And I said, but as the generations shift, I don't see leadership taking the time out to identify talent and strengthening it to be able to move towards that. And I said, I've yet to have a very clear conversation with Obadiah Wilscombe about West Grand Bahama. Obi was living and healthy, and he was here with us. I said, I'm waiting to have a conversation with Obadiah Wilscombe. I said, I think he will be an excellent mentor. I don't agree all the time. These people could call a radio station right now and say, yes, this is what Howard said. Because they're listening to me. I know they're listening to me. And I said to you that mentorship has to be a forerunner in any leadership. You cannot boast about the fact that you're a senior man or woman in this thing and you don't have someone at least shadowing you. Now look where we are. The entire country, dare I say the world, looking to be able to get in West Grand Bahama and Bimini, simply because of a void that exists there and no acknowledgement for ascendance. No acknowledgement for a clear transition. There is a void. And now any and everybody seeks to fill this void without the necessary bonding agent, that's for you construction people, bonding agent to be able to keep it steadfast. They're going to fall out. It's going to fall out. Telephone call on the line. Line out. Go ahead, caller, you on the line with us live. Go ahead. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, if I tell you what's happening, you might talk it.
I ain't going to keep it. Don't tell me. Keep it there.
But I ain't going to fight you. I ain't going to fight you. Howard, listen to me. Like I said earlier this morning, another show, I will be 60 years old next week, Tuesday. God spares my life. I have lived through the first dispensation, 50-year dispensation in this country, to all of the parties and the majority of the candidates. In this second 50 years, Howard, I have no desire to pretty up nothing for nobody anymore, because we have a country to save. We have children to look out for, a future for our children. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that Mr. Shane Gibson is a very good person. Okay, I worked with him at BTC, all of those things, no doubt in my mind. But flip side of that coin, when you vote for a man in this next 50 years, you don't vote for them for the color of their skin, but you look at the content of their character. Shane Gibson cannot wear Obi Wilscombe shoes, tennis, dirty tennis, in terms of character, because Shane Gibson, over the last several years, has been involved in too many public knowledge scandals. And if Fred Mitchell ain't no fool, and Philip Brave Davis, though that ain't my body, they ain't no fools. And they would do well to stay far from the likes of Shane Gibson, because I can guarantee you, and this is only my opinion and my prediction, that if Shane Gibson gets the nod for Western and Bimini, there is a scandal even in yet that's brewing, a big one that's brewing. I can guarantee he will totally embarrass himself and the PLP. Probably make
you doing too much. You got to put your crystal ball down. I appreciate you that, my brother. You got to put your crystal ball down. I can't. I won't foresee those things. I mean, I can't. I believe that every one of us are given a measure of grace. I do. If it was for that case, half of us men out here, maybe more, wouldn't even be married if it wasn't for the grace and decency and openness of our wives. And I believe that we have to carry that measure of grace with us. That's what it is. That's just what it is. That's just me. It's just me. This is not to denigrate any character. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not even in that. You didn't hear me talking like that. I'm only talking about the opportunities that exist that gives everyone an opportunity to come to the forefront and bring their talents. That's it. That's it. Reject the concept and idea of a novice in comparison to an experienced one, because the experience still does leave you in a stagnant position. Come on, talk to me. That's it. There is almost no constituency, save St. Barnabas. Watch me. Save St. Barnabas. Almost no constituency that could be able to speak about the commitment that their member of parliament has made to ensure that they are given opportunities. Save St. Barnabas. I feel like St. Barnabas is the constituency that can speak with clarity to that. And if we was in the dispensation of Hubert Alexander Ingram, then North Abaco could have done the exact same thing. But other than that, we out here taking care of ourselves. So if we're out here taking care of ourselves, you just want to be able to have the posture that you have someone who is an experienced politician, and hopefully you have a good relationship that you could get something. You need to stop. You need to stop, because it doesn't do, historically, it is already proven, it doesn't do anything for the constituency at large. No matter your posture, your position, your proximity, it doesn't do anything for the constituency at large. No matter who you is. The Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Christie, has served for a generation in politics. And at the very end, at his political demise, the fella say, oh, you know who he is, eh? It's Jesus Christie. Those things don't leave me, because at the end of this, we are nothing but mere men. We're mere mortals, prone to making mistakes, relentlessly seeking grace and favor, opportunity and access. So I'm not gonna denigrate anyone. But I'm gonna say you should put everyone before the councils and let them make the decision. Let the votes be it. Let it be a yay and amen at the end of the day here. And no supersession, because that hurts the morality of your community and the morality of the autonomy of the boards that's in there. Let's be very clear about this. Next telephone caller. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead. No. Next caller. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Howard.
Hey.
How you doing?
All is well?
Boy, I don't even know where to begin
Okay.
with this subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to say something, I'm trying to figure what they say of us as a nation. What all are they saying about us as Bahamian?
Desperation.
Not so. We have to recycle. This is recycling. You realize that, right?
This is just desperate. This is just desperate people. This is how you make decisions when you're
What do you
desperate.
mean desperate?
Okay, so the
desperate?
perception is this.
Mhm.
The perception is this. I just want to be very clear about this. And then nobody can say this. If they want to be honest, they can say this. The perception is this. She didn't know how to get the money. She didn't have good relationships that he could get the money, he can get some things done, we can get some contracts, and we could be able to see currency flow in West Grand Bahama. Novice politicians, brand new fellas can't do that. This is the mindset.
So when you look in West End and Bimini, you see that there?
I from there.
What's happening there?
No, I'm
These people
saying
are
to
all-
you, they are thinking that if he comes in, this will change.
That's what they all say, Howard.
Well, then talk to me.
And no disrespect to the deceased, the late Obi. He's a very good friend of mine. I love him. Him and Glennis is the only two persons I love in the PLP. I love them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what has he done He's been there twice. What has he done? Huh? They just come with a mouthful of they can do this, they can do that, and then they leave it in the same condition. Huh? Look at Perry Christie. He's had that in Centerville for how many decades? What state that in? We just need to stop it, man, and these star councillors, they be the one who be controlling who they want, who they don't want, and stuff like that. You know, they too politically screwed, man. They just forget about this and think Bahamian. You know what I mean? Leave that alone and try somebody else. I don't know who the other man is. Give that man a chance. He live right in that community, in that sentiment. He knows what needs to be done, and give him a chance to get it done. What you say?
I agree with you.
If they ain't got no PLP in that area, then they should find somebody where they can find a PLP.
All they got is PLP in that area. All they got is PLP in that area. Trust me.
Find somebody there, put him up against the grand man, and let them two run shoulder to shoulder.
We can see.
And leave Mr. Shingle where he is, man.
You need to stop it. Thank you for your telephone call, Jane Decency. Let's see if we can do this, right? Let me read this text. It says, Howard, winning that seat ain't as easy as people think. Bradley Roberts, you met with, right? So was it Bradley Roberts you went with? No, I didn't meet with Bradley Roberts. No, I didn't. No, I didn't meet with Bradley Roberts, right? So, were you think we could break 21 questions with this? You need to stop and leave it where it was, right? So it says, Howard, you fully well know that the youth don't have a chance in hell. And why Anton have to say deeper penetration? Y'all need to stop with your indecency. Stop it. Says, we really are not a forgiving set of people. All of us have shortcomings and been short of the glory of God. Y'all have me preaching now. My God, right? This is a text, right? It says, Howard, when I become the PM, you will be the official press secretary. Okay. So it says, Howard, grace don't put you back in an exalted seat. You have to earn that seat. Grace ensures that you don't get thrown in the fire and consumed. These politicians want to be all kinds of funny money, want to do all kinds of funny money business, then say a measly "I sorry" and expect to get put back on the top of the pot of gold like a lazy dragon. My God, this is a strong analogy. And he says, go sweep the floor outside of the golden house and serve some people first. This is an analogy that they're putting out here. I think I like it. So it says, Obi was only a good sweet talking them the constituency. He been a politician from Pinland time. And okay. Because he didn't start to talk about dinosaurs. This a lot. Let's be decent as possible when we're doing these things, right? So it says, Howard, great show. West Grand Bahama and Bimini and the PLP stronghold. Therefore, who wins this by-election in 60 days wins the general election in 2006. I don't necessarily agree. Some different elements cause me to disagree, right? Who wins the by-election in 60 days wins the general election in 2026. West End will vote for Paco Dio, right? And this is from Rudy. Rudy sent this from Grand Bahama. He texted, so I always say his name, right? Howard, you have any shingles? Excuse me, y'all need to stop it. Stop it, okay? Your indecency is rich and ever emboldened. You need to stop. Let me take the next telephone call. Call on the line with this live. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Can I just finish that one comment that I was making?
Go ahead, Anton. I can fight you. I didn't hang you up from you, the producer.
Yeah, I understand.
Go ahead.
I understand. No problem. I appreciate that. Look, Howard, in all decency, man, you got some indecent texters.
Yeah, some of these people are very indecent.
Howard, in all decency and honesty, right? I heard you went off on a point where you were saying, and I can understand that perspective just before I said it, where you expressed that no matter, except there is a person in place who's ensuring that the direct impact of governance is felt at the constituency level, we all still have to go out and work in order to pay our bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand and I feel you from that perspective very loudly and very clearly. And so I'll pick it up and end with that perspective, Howard. Now, if you look at the recent statistics from the Department of Statistics, right, Howard? There really is some good stuff happening nationwide, right? And I believe that in this second dispensation of the Parliament that we are in currently, I believe that you're going to see coming to the forefront a lot more activity, a lot more opportunities. I saw something on the news just a week and a half ago, Howard, where Minister of Works, Minister Clay Sweeting, was a part of a project where I think about 6 to 10 businessmen, young men, were receiving major contracts, where they were actually talking very positively about the government not giving them crumbs from the table with the opportunity that was provided by the Striping Group, right, Howard? I believe that if you look at what's happening down there in Rum Key, Cat Island, St. South, right, with the Prime Minister, with all of those developments that are happening on the Family Island, I believe they would be in position to say the same thing. I believe, as you pointed out, with what happened similarly with the deputy leader of the FNM, similarly it's happening with the deputy leader of the PLP down in Exuma, over $1 billion in investments, where people have 2, 3, and 4 job opportunities. I believe, Howard, that we are moving towards what you have described earlier, which is what I support, which is what I push for. Opportunities, first, for Bahamians, not scraps from the table, not crumbs from the table, opportunities for entrepreneurship, opportunities for good, decent employment, opportunities for career building opportunities. I believe if you look at what's happening in the public service with Minister Pia Glover Roll and all of those persons who over 20, 30 years were just carried over and over with part-time contracts, and now they're being made permanent and pension. Howard, I believe that the new day is dawning, and I believe that we will see more of that dawning with all due respect and in all honesty and sincerity in this second dispensation of Parliament, Howard. So stay tuned. Thank you for the opportunity, my brother. God bless.
I think I got a tear coming from my eye. I think your campaigning is getting to me, Anton. It's too much. I just wanted to talk about what you talk about. I mean, you spread the whole thing far and wide. You take this as a campaigning opportunity. Anton, you can't come campaigning on the show. We'll be talking about what we're talking about. Let's talk about what we're talking about. You ain't got to campaign. Amen? Let me take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Foundation. The Foundation. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation.
We've been with you from the very start, leading the way and providing you with the best in primetime sporting experiences. From one goal to the next, you can count on us for full access to the best sports channels at home or on the go. Make Rev your only choice. Visit rev.bs. Every match, every game, every moment. Rev, your home for sports.
America completely run out of it.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Dengue fever may cause a severe flu-like illness that can affect both adults and children. One way to protect yourself is to not get bitten by the mosquito that carries the virus. Repair any holes in windows and door screens where mosquitoes can get into your home. Dark and bold colors can attract mosquitoes, so wear light-colored and loose-fitting, long-sleeved shirts and long pants. Use a repellent with DEET to help keep mosquitoes away. Fight the bite. Do your part to protect you and your family from dengue fever. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation.
96.9 FM radio, Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, live and in full effect. Chopping the thing down, the lines are wide open. I want you to be able to be a part of the conversation. We're just talking what's in the paper today. We're talking, he says, I would accept the PLP nomination. This is letters of support for Gibson to run as in the upcoming by-election. And this is information that's in the paper today. So I'm laughing because I just read a few. These texts are getting more and more indecent. It seems as though you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and you text right away. You need to stop, right? You need to stop it. So it says, I'm going to read the text. So it says, Gibson has a track record of what? Question mark, exclamation, exclamation. He says, on another note, Howard, you are operating like a government worker now. Anytime a Monday holiday is coming up, y'all is go missing on Friday before you. You need to stop it. You need to stop it because I told everyone far and wide that I'm going off to the artificial intelligence, the AI course for certification. I'm now certified. I told you when I come back on Tuesday, I'll be certified. I'm now certified as a ChatGPT AI person and being able to do all these things. I had a great time over the past few days. It was exhausting, I must tell you that. The classes were from 9 a.m. to about 6 p.m. I did that thing straight through. And I got a lot of things to tell you about that. But as time progresses, we're going to have that kind of a conversation. And then I want to do 1 or 2 interviews for some persons so you can be able to see sort of a well-rounded approach of who I've met in that space. But that's what it is. I mean, so don't put this on me. Don't put this government working thing on me. That's too heavy. Let's take a next telephone call. Caller on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Howard Grant.
Hey, that's me.
How are you doing, sir?
I good. What's happening?
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Grant.
Mm-hmm. Hello? Is that, come on, who is that? Give me a next telephone call, guys. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family of violence, 242-300-5720, or hit me at 422-4796. Somebody say, LOL, Dave, get cut. I guess so. I don't know. Right? So let me see if we can read the next text. Here we go. Says, who does Anton work for? ILP is not employed by the government. If he is, I think he programs on the people's time. Shame on him. I don't know where Anton works. I don't get in people. Okay. Y'all are getting more and more indecent. So this is Howard. You are live on Facebook. I really wanted to see your face when I'm campaigning on Guardian. Your laughter wasn't enough. LOL, I think Anton should run in the West End and Bimini by-election. LOL. GuardianTalkRadio.com. Check me out. GuardianTalkRadio.com. It's in there. I try to be able to keep sort of a monotone approach because, I don't fight Anton. I give them opportunity. So I'm always grateful to engage them. And it's getting passionate. Like it's political sparring. I don't have a problem with it. All right. So says LOL, Dave get cut. It was in them well. This is people who are saying that, right? So it says, did Anton just mention the striping company, the same striping company that is said to buy 1 or 2 PLP cabinet members? Well, I'd like to expand on that. The striping company that actually found themselves stepping into an opportunity under the Free National Movement. Do you remember that? Under the Free National Movement? That's what it is. Guys, I just want to have this very clear conversation. The lines are all, shoot me a text. You can do that. I want to have a clear conversation with you. The show sometimes is hardline in being able to scrutinize and being able to really look at the nuts and bolts and get down to the bare bones of the conversation. That's just what it is for me. For me, the concept of the foundation is looking at the base. And I need to find out whether or not it has the strength to hold what's going to happen in the future, what we project, what we imagine to happen in the future. This conversation for me is more than whether or not Shane Gibson is coming in West Grand Bahama. For me, it is a rejection and an idea of the talent that exists in this. Listen to me. I want you to know something very clearly. I from 8 Mile Rock. I from West Grand Bahama. You can tell me novice politicians don't know nothing. Are you going to reject the talent that exists there? I sit in here talking to hundreds of thousands of people right now in the capacity 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock every single day and have great participation, persons coming in, going out, talking. I've gone through what I had to go through as a novice talk show host, and I get my chafing, and people tell me I lotion it, and this, and every single day I grew and grew and grew to this point and space where I can be able to speak with clarity, come with a concept, identify my flow, my direction, so forth and so on, and have the strength to stand before you and have this conversation as a West Grand Bahamian Lil 8 Maroc boy. And you're going to tell me in a letter that a novice politician is unable to do these things? If you put me in politician, I would destroy these people from a political posture standpoint in terms of being able to joust with them. I will. I do my research. I have access to technology. I will mash them up. You mean to tell me Kingsley can't do that? You mean to tell me that young politicians with great aspirations can't do that in West Grand Bahama? I think it is an affront to the democracy that Anton talks about that was fortified or for deeper penetration. Pause. That was fortified to ensure that opportunities that exist like this exist for younger people. So you've rejected that theoretical concept and gone right back to the same old, same old. When is this going to stop? When is this going to stop? And don't tell me, well, you know how much people tell me, well, Howard, boy, no, next time for you. My God, there are men right now that will text me if I say there should be a young man, 45 years or younger in West Grand Bahama. Text me with anger and they almost break their telephone screen, texting me. How can you possibly say, you know why? Because they have been waiting for an opportunity. They have been waiting for an opportunity for years. They have been told for years, yeah, man, next time for you, next time for you. Next time past them almost 7 times now. And they're getting older. And their eyes are getting dim. And they still want a chance. This is bananas. And if I say 45 years and younger, it's big problems. Because for most, the only opportunities that exist in terms of being able to fulfill some level of purpose is within politics. Or is it just because you want to be seen? Let's be clear about this. Let me take this telephone call. Call on the line with this live. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hey.
Good afternoon, Howard. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Sparky? All's well.
Right there. You know, I've been listening. I've been trying to call in there for the longest, but I guess you're very busy today. I thought you was in China, but anyway.
No, not yet.
When you going to China?
Next week.
Oh, okay. Anyway, glad you're here today. Hope everybody had a safe and pleasant holiday weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had fun, although I'm still recuperating from a bad fall. But I've been listening to the situation with Shane and so forth, and I got my little input. You know, I'm not telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I had a person call in and said he was 60-something years. Howard, I'm 72, like I tell you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been voting from I was 18, grew up in the Valley area. So, you know, if you're in the Valley area, you PLP all the way, majority of us. I moved from there to Seabreeze. When I left the Valley, I moved into Seabreeze. Living in a big home in Seabreeze, bringing up a little boy by myself. And I could tell you, Shane Gibson at Batelco. When I joined Batelco in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
I was there a long while before I was made permanent. And Shane Gibson was my co-worker. At the moment, in a different department, then he came into credit and collections where I was. He sat desk on the side of me. He became a supervisor, became my supervisor. And then he ran for the presidency of the BCPOU, and he won that. And we marched the Bay Street many times. And then he went into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as far as I remember, he was a minister of housing. Then they built the area, Pride Estate 1, 2, and 3, where I reside now.
Mm-hmm.
I was living up in Seabreeze, but I sent my son off to Chicago. I saw he had an opportunity to go off to Chicago to high school.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him up there, and I told Shane, I like to sell this big house in Seabreeze because I was a bachelor living up in this extra big house in Seabreeze. I really didn't need that. I said, Shane, I'd like to get one of them houses down in Price. They said, Pocky, you got this big house in Seabreeze, you want to get a little small house, government house in Price. I said, man, only me one. My son up in school, all I need is an extra room when he comes back from school or when he comes back from college. He loves his room and I have mine. That's all I need. Shane said, Pocky, go down there and pick out the one you wanted. In no time, I was the first one moved down in Pride 6 in 2006. Eventually, long story short, I lost the job at Telco, and I started working with Bowling Alley with Leslie Miller. We got that started, but then, the business wasn't all that good, and Leslie started laying off staff. So I ended up without work. And that was it. But I had national insurance coming in then. And I can tell you something, Mr. Grant. Shane Gibson was only a friend of mine. I was living in his constituency. And I know he might be listening today. But Shane Gibson would pass around by my house every month when I was home in my yard doing nothing but farming. Not his constituents, not asking him for nothing. And Shane would pull up here, or he'd send his helper or his secretary around by me. And he'd put something in my hand every month without me asking. And Judy Sparky, hold on to this until you get sorted out. There's something. I was also having a problem with my mortgage at the Mortgage Corporation, and Shane Gibson assisted me. So I have nothing bad to say about Shane Gibson, but I know him and Brave Davis, and I can tell you this. They are people, if they can help a person, they will help a person and would not ask you for a dollar back or any bribe or nothing. Shane did that for me. And if he's listening, thank you very much, Mr. Gibson. I wish you the best of your luck for what you would like to do. He likes politics. If he likes to go, give him a chance, give him the opportunity. If the people in West Grand Bahama and Bimini want him, let the people decide that. Have a good day.
I appreciate that telephone call. I really do. Thank you, man. I always like to give context to these things. And I feel like I share your sentiments because it's been consistent about people saying the exact same thing about Brave Davis, Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis, and Shane Gibson. If they can help you, they can help you. Ain't much people they say that about. I hear that about Diagala also. Diagala might cuss you, but he can help you if he can help you. Right? I hear these things about people. Right? And there are some people that you can look at beyond politics that if they could help, they will. And I just proved that to you with a story. Shane Gibson, up to this day, doesn't know who I am. I don't think he knows. I know his son very well. But over a telephone call, I say, hey, Shane, this is Howard Grant. You don't know me. My mother is Verne Grant. And listen, man, I'm running in this constituency. I really need some help, man. I know I shouldn't do this. I don't know what's the protocol. I say, but I want to be able to touch these people and make some things happen. And whatever you can help, if you can help, I call, you know how much politicians I call? I could care less who you was running for. I call everybody. And Shane Gibson showed me a blow. I can't go against him for this. I am simply saying in West Grand Bahama, you got to put everyone before the council. There cannot be any supersession. There needs to be transparency, just as you did with Obi. There needs to be an accountability and a vote with transparency. There needs to be that. And if this is what those PLPs in the constituency identify that can be able to get them out of this economic doldrum that exists in West Grand Bahama, then you should give Shane Gibson an opportunity. But it cannot be with his stardom, this superstar status and posture of the days of old, of when he had done all these things, that automatically causes him to tiptoe in these areas. You got to fight for this, Bolo, like everybody else. Quick commercial break, back right after this.
The Foundation. We'll be back right after this.
The foundation.